In both the East and the West, dragons have captivated the imagination of writers throughout the ages, and in more recent times, movie studios. But did you know that despite both being called dragon in English, these two creatures are not the same thing at all? They're actually kind of the opposite. For example, the European dragon is associated with fire, and the Chinese dragon with water. The European dragon is an evil beast, whereas the Chinese dragon is actually usually friendly. So in this video, I want to go through the history of both animals and tell you the differences. So next time you set out to slay a dragon, you actually know what you're looking for.
Slay that dragon.
Just don't slay a Chinese dragon, because they're friendly, usually. This is Chinese dragons versus Western dragons. So in the West, we find a very early reference to a dragon in the book of Revelation in the Bible, describing a 7-headed dragon who was originally a being in the heavens, but was struck down by Michael and his angels. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. From that, you can see a connection with Satan, so it's definitely on the evil side of things. As we go through history, the dragon in Western culture becomes a beast that terrorizes villagers and demands livestock and treasures from them. For example, in the legend of St. George and the Dragon from around the 6th century AD, where a dragon is terrorizing a village, and George, a Christian knight, bravely kills it. The villagers all convert to Christianity, and he marries the princess, and they live happily ever after. The Welsh have the red dragon on their national flag, and the red dragon appears in British literature representing the Britons fighting a white dragon representing the Saxons. There have been variations on how dragons have been depicted in the West, but by the Middle Ages they basically arrived at this: a being with a body like a huge lizard, 2 pairs of legs, wings like a bat, and breathing fire out of its mouth. They normally have an underground lair in a cave where they greedily hoard treasure. So I think you get the idea. The dragon in Western culture is not a positive creature, in general. Now what about Chinese dragons? Well, in modern Chinese they are called long, and actually in the earliest text, dragons were referred to as yinglong, or the reacting dragon. In contrast to the evil beasts living in caves in the West, the Chinese dragon is generally positive. It is described in the Classic of Dragons, or Longjing, as dragon, a divine animal, an engineer and master of the rain. It was the responding dragon who assisted the Yellow Emperor in his battle against the god of war, Shiyou, right at the beginning of Chinese civilization. A dragon also assisted Yu the Great to tame the waters after the Great Flood. Dragons are seen as integral to the running of the universe, from water management here on Earth to responsibilities up in the heavens. The divine dragons cause the clouds to deliver rain. The earthly dragons determine positions of rivers and drainage. The heavenly dragons guard the heavenly palaces, and the hiding scriptures dragons protect the Buddhist teachings. The Classic of Dragons contains an extensive description of what a dragon looks like, using features of other animals to describe it. Its head is like a camel, its horns are like a deer, its ears like a cow, eyes like a ghost, neck like a snake, belly like an eel, scales like a fish, claws like an eagle, and palms like a tiger. And it also talks about the magical properties of the creature. It can disappear and appear again. It can turn big or small, long or short, massive or tiny. The book talks about how dragons ride on cloud vapor, and there are dragons of different colors with different abilities. When a white dragon spits on the earth, it turns to gold. When a purple dragon drools, it becomes transparent jade. Yellow dragons are the leaders of dragons, and you will often see Chinese emperors wearing yellow with the dragon motif on their clothing. In the Qing dynasty, these robes were standardized as the imperial dragon robe for exclusive use by the emperor. They're yellow and embroidered with 9 dragons and auspicious cloud patterns. Now, although we said most dragons are friendly, that does not mean that they never harm humankind. According to the Classic of Dragons, the rain brought by a sick dragon has a fishy smell. I mean, that one wouldn't really be the dragon's fault. But then the Classic of Dragons talks about two types of bad Chinese dragons. Those that bring calamities are called evil dragons, and those that kill people in anger are called poison dragons. Then in addition, since dragons were controllers of water, as well as bringing the rain, they could also withhold the rain and bring drought. But Chinese people often view natural disasters as the wrath of heaven against human beings for their moral depravity. So maybe those evil dragons were still under the control of heaven and were just being used when morality was falling apart, often towards the end of a dynasty. But on the flip side, the regular dragons were the majority, and they were seen as auspicious animals. They're classified as one of the 4 holy beasts, or siling in Chinese culture, which is the dragon, the phoenix, the qilin, or Chinese unicorn, and the turtle. If an emperor saw a dragon, it would be an auspicious signal from heaven that he was governing the country well. Throughout history, there have been numerous sightings written about in classical texts. If you want to know more about those, you can check out our video on 5 real dragon sightings from Chinese history. That's what it looks like, and I'll put it on the end screen of this video. So next time someone tries to tell you that Western dragons and Chinese dragons are the same thing, you can tell them that they absolutely are not. One is connected to fire, the other water. One is connected to Satan and hell, and the other, the heavens. One brings disaster to villages and needs a knight to save them, and the other generally brings good fortune to humankind. All right, guys, that is the video for today. If you want to experience more traditional Chinese culture, my co-host Jared is currently touring with Shenyang Performing Arts, the world's premier Chinese classical dance company. They have 8 touring groups touring the world, and they may be in a city near you. So if you want to get a ticket, or if you just want to check out the trailer, do click my link below. And if you do buy a ticket through our link, you'll get your booking fee waived. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Leave your suggestions in the comments as well. I'd love to hear what you guys want to learn about, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.